What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Single eye. That is not a devilish, demonic symbol. We'll take it all back. This is the single eye, the one way. I see 666 as the complete perfect man, and we may move into 777, 888, whatever. The illuminated, immortal. See if I can tag some people, I guess. How do I pull that thing down? There we go. There we go. Andrew, what's up, brother? I'm shirtless today. Oh, Robert, Ashton, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I actually woke up pretty late. It was good, though. Excuse me. Still kind of coughing up a little bit of phlegm or whatever I went through for about 2 weeks. It was nuts. But yes, shirts are lame. My truck is in the shop until about 10, so I'm kind of stuck at the house. Later, Glory. Yeah, I'm coughing it up. So if I cough a little bit, excuse me. Yes. Coughing up that hill, and amen. For sure. For sure. Hey, there's some things that I wanted to talk about that can be very helpful to us, and we're getting into the I hate to say the how-to, you know, but maybe certain techniques and certain tools we can use in this place that I see that we are all in because we're one, and not one will be left behind. You know, we've left the 99 for the one, and the one is us, the body, past, present, and future, and so there is no past, present, or future. So, you know, even in the Bible, it says that even our forefathers are awaiting this fullness, you know, and we've seen things dimly. And that's okay, too, because everything is happening just as it should. There are no mistakes. Everything we've thought was a mistake, or a misperception, or a misconstruction, or missed the mark, or a circumstance or situation that's very challenging. All these things, the mask, whatever, all these things that we're going through, we knew before. And that's very hard to grasp. But every mistake that I thought I have made, I set up to overcome. And you say, why? We set up to overcome. There is no I. There is an I. Now, let me break that down. There is a singularity. There is an I within the I, will within the will. There is many and there is one. There are many, what's the word I'm looking for? I hate to say fragments, but okay, let's take it this way. There's a light source in which we are the light of life in, and always have been, and still are. Good morning, Lindsay. So there's a light source. And when the light source hits a prism, see, there's one pure light that is all lights. Now, we are in that light. But this one pure light, consciousness, mind of Christ, divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it, God, Allah, the one and only being, Christ, Haya, light. When that light source, when that one beam of light, when that consciousness hits the prism, it refracts into many different colors, unique, that look like individual forms and images of the one light. Now, the one light is the many lights, and the many lights are the one light. That's why over there in the Gospel of Thomas it says, they asked Jesus, how will they know that we are, who we are? And he goes into it, but he says, tell them that you are a child of the light. And if you are a child of the light, or if you are a production of the light, or a manifestation of the light, or an emergence of the light, or if you are the light appearing an image, a form, then you are that very light. And who we have thought ourselves to be, who we have only thought ourselves to be, is the illusion. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. The world is everything that we have thought things to be. Therefore, the entire world structure and world system is an illusion. It is a misrepresentation of true reality. It is a subjective reality, and it changes, and it shifts and shakes, and it fades. But within, standing behind, underlying, within the illusion of true reality, within the misrepresentation of true reality, is true reality. It's a setup. This whole thing, excuse me, even everything going on right now is a setup for the greatest awakening that the earth, Mother Earth, has ever experienced. Now, we all must first see, you could say, the terrible truth. We all must see the truth of the illusion that we have collectively created, the monster. So it must go on so that all can see that everything that we have laid our trust in, the external world, whatever we've laid our faith in, money, the government, doctors, the media, scientists, teachers, the preacher, whatever, the church, all these structures. That's odd. I've got do not disturb on it. Usually doesn't do that. We must see them as the illusions that they are. And I want to give a couple of keys to what's going on with us that I see. And you can find them. We can find them in the Bible. But if we can see the Bible is a parable, and everything in the Bible is me and is going on within me. So Jesus is me, the Father is me, the Son is me, the Son of Man is me, the Son of God is me, Cain is me, Abel is me, Jacob is me, Esau is me, Israel is me, Zacchaeus is me, the Christ is me, all me. So there's some clues here, there's some keys here, and I want to kind of give us a good practice, a good tool to use that I've learned, very simple tool to use during this time. And now it takes some discipline now. It means that this means more to me than anything else, and that everything else will be taken care of. Seek first the kingdom, and everything else is going to be taken care of. I have to trust that. Trust God. Trust in who I am. Trust. And here's some keys. So over in Matthew chapter 4, I'll post up my translation because it makes more sense. But what happened in Matthew chapter 4, this is right after Jesus is baptized. Now, Jesus is you. John the Baptist is you. John the Baptist emerged from the side of God as the very light source that he emerged from to pave the way for the one that is you. So Jesus gets baptized, and what does he hear? I keep remembering my camera's over here. I should have flipped that the other way, but that's cool. He hears, now this is you, this is me. I hear from the heavens within me. Now it may sound like it's without of me. I heard when I was laying in my bed wanting to kill myself, a voice from the right side. It sounded like it was only out here. I later learned that this voice was within me and was me. Totally one with me. Remember, we're in union, people say, but we got to get past the union into the one and only being that we've always been. We all are. So, we were baptized, emerged in the truth of who we are. Baptized. Completely immersed in the water. The water is the truth, the memory of one. And in this place, when we come out of this water to meet the sun, light, and the air, breath, spirit, this is my son in whom I am well pleased. Oh my God. I'm a son of the source. So I have a father who I am just like, and who there is no difference, who I am equal to. And every father wants his sons and daughters to be and to exceed and to do greater things. I don't want my children to just be me or just like me. I want my ceiling to be their floor. So you hear this, and you must take hold of this, that I am a child of the light. I am the very source in which I came out of. If there's a light and it's passing through the prism of the word, the logos, the thought, the idea of the source, in which we are one with and in and as still. And if there's a light, and that light passes through this prism of thought and idea, and it refracts into the 7 different colors, and there are many images and colors that come through this light, through this prism of thought and idea. Are we the light that produced the image or the appearance? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And we have every ability and capability and power of the light in which we came out of, in which we agreed to come, and in which we were chosen from within. Handpicked, selected. You are very special. You are very, 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 very special. And you are very powerful. You're very powerful. And we're going to talk about some tools and how we work. The work we do. And now it's okay because we're learning and we're growing. Like I had a little snag the other day. But remember, every snag, every mistake was set up before for us to overcome. And you say, why? Why do we need to overcome? Hey, Mom, Dad, whoever that is. Hey, Brandy. Why do we need to overcome? We need to overcome in order to strengthen this mind and this body so that we can fully express the idea and past the idea, past the prism, so that we can fully express the one. So everything we're overcoming was set up. Remember, we're more than conquerors. We are overcomers. Was set up. We set it up before. There is no more I. There is no more just God. We set it up before because God does everything as the many. He does not weigh and measure and hold one above another. We are all equal. Hey, Mom. So we set it all up, no matter how hard we think things are. We set it all up to overcome. And you say, why? To manifest the one that we are. To consciously experience the one. Consciously experience. Not walking around unaware, No. To be self-sufficient. To know that I need nothing at all. Therefore, everything comes to me. As there's a desire. As there's a thought, And we don't have to worry about a thing. We don't have to. We know. And there's a key here. So after we were baptized, immersed in this idea that we are Father, Son, we are Spirit, we are the one. We've gone beyond in our understanding so that we can believe, metanoia, we have repented, so that we can believe this good news that guess what? The kingdom is actually here. I'm not hearing this stuff about we're in an inferior place anymore. This place is evil. There's evil going on. There's stuff going on in this slower vibration and lower frequency, this dualistic reality, the illusion that's not even true reality. There's stuff going on that is good and evil. But I'm not here. I'm not here to judge that good and evil anymore. Now, I got caught up in that, but I overcome that. I got sucked up in the illusions again, but I overcame that. And I'm stronger today. I've learned and grown. This body and this mind that I am, this one that we are, is stronger now. So that I can unfold and fully express the one that we are. So that I can bring forth this message. So we gotta give everyone grace and mercy, because everyone is in the place that they are. And all are needed. Everything is needed till we all come to the knowledge of God. Till we all come to the knowledge, the knowing, the experience of the one that we are. Exciting times. We're shifting the entire world structure. We have overwhelmed the world system, believe me. The energies that we have emitted and are emitting, this unity, this harmony, this peace, this love, this joy, no matter how many reactions you may have had, you're going to react in this time, because we are dealing with the thoughts of the subconscious mind. And there's one body, so it's the subconscious, it's the memories in the subconscious mind of past, present, and the future body that we are. We're dealing with our forefathers' memories, the data, the programming. We were handpicked and chosen and selected. We saved the best for last. And what do you think your children and our grandchildren, look out. And me and Brandy were talking about this earlier. So after Jesus was baptized, he was carried up. I'll read it to you. Let's see. Then Jesus, now Jesus is you now. Don't let that snag you. This is you. This is us as a body, one. Then we were led up by the Spirit or the breath into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. Now, into the wilderness is a place of isolation, free from disturbances. It's not a bad place. It's not a bad place. It's a place where we will deal with the tempter. We will deal with the devil is every accusatory adverse thought telling us we're not what we just heard. If you really are, why is this going on in your life? Why'd you just get pissed off? How come you ain't rich like everybody else? How come you ain't this? How come you're this? How come... It's magnifying everything that we've judged and weighed and measured, telling us we're not who we are right now, exactly as we should be. So in this place, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, when he abstained from any external need or power, abstaining, he actually went into a cave. Lars mule, I think. Anyways, he goes over to the cave and he shows you where the Essenes would go in order to bring this about, to deal with the shadows. And you say, what are the shadows? Every limiting thought and belief against yourself, against the knowledge of God. And what's the Bible say? It is our oneness as Christ that destroys or transmutes every sophisticated, lofty thought in your own head that's been set up against the knowledge of God. And the knowledge of God is God's knowledge of itself. And God's knowledge of itself is you and me and everybody, because we're no respecter of persons. So everything's needed. You say, well, God, that's so evil, all this diabolic stuff. Guess what? It was needed to wake us the F up. Or else we'd still be running around, and not just us, to wake everybody up. We must see that this world structure is an illusion. It is a misrepresentation of reality. It is not true reality. It's subjective. It is not objective. The objective truth is within you, the kingdom, and it will be without you, manifestation, as you turn within in silence and know that you are God. And we'll talk about this. So he was led into this place where he abstained from any external need, and he was led by his holy breath upward. Where? Upward within. We're led upward within into a place of isolation, free from disturbances, where we will be tempted. We will become very aware of every adverse, accusatory, limiting thought and belief within us, the memories of the subconscious mind that are limiting us. The very things that manifested in Job's life that were limiting him from the blessing of his latter years. The whole entire book shows us of this place that we already are, but we must realize and we must deal with every thought that's limiting us, every illusion. But first we got to see the terrible truth, We got to awaken. We got to see it and understand, be still and know that I am God, that I am the creator. It's a hard pill to swallow when you realize, especially when your reality is not serving your greatest good. But it is, because even that reality is set up. We set up to overcome. Nothing bad. So in this place, now the tempter came to him and he said, here you go. Here's the thoughts. If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. See, he wasn't eating. He was abstaining from any external need. If you're really who you are, if you're really the source, like you say, in which you came from, if you're really a child of the light, and you are the very light that you came out of, if you're really God, if you're really the Son of God, if you're really the Christ, change the stones to bread then. Go heal everybody in the ward down there. Prove it. See, those are the thoughts. Fix your marriage. Fix your whatever's going on, man. Why are you going through this? Why'd you get sick the other day? Well, I did not. The illusion experienced another illusion. And I'll tell you about this. But because we know the perfect law of expression, that even that rock right there is a perfect expression of its source. Even the rock puts off the sound of God. There's one Spirit, one energy, one Father, one Lord, one body, one Christ, one man, one humanity, one creation. There's only one. Hear, O Israel, O humanity is real. Hear what I've got to say. The Lord your God is one. And there cannot be another two. And every other is a misrepresentation of the one, an illusion. So standing behind the other, underlying the other, is the one. There's only one. So in this place, so Jesus knew, so the thought came now, and here's a good tool for us. The thought came, if you really are who you say you are, do this, this, and this. Change the rock to bread. But because I know the law of expression, the principle of expression and manifestation, that idea is conceived in divine mind and brought forth as expression and manifest as form. Therefore, the idea, the word, the rock, standing and underlying the rock is the idea of the rock. And the idea came from its source, and its source is me and all of us as God. So why would I change? And it is a perfect expression, just as it is, of the idea that it came forth from. So why would I ever change the rock when the rock is a perfect expression of its source? I wouldn't. And all that I need is within me, and all that I need is floating around me everywhere. The ether, the electromagnetic field, the void, the consciousness, the divine intelligence, the kingdom. So when the thought came, here's what we do. Don't leave that thought open. Reframe it. Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone. You said, I will not live by bread alone. I will not submit to the thought of an external need. It will be engraved in me that I live by the very word that I am. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. And where is the mouth of God if not within me? Where is the meat that you know not of? Where is this kingdom? Where is this Christ? Who is this Christ? Who am I? What is the real purpose that I'm here? Is it to store up and attain and this illusion of success? Because success varies. You go to Africa, it's a whole lot different than America. You go to the Philippines, it's a whole lot different than Africa. You go to China or North Korea, it's a whole lot different than South Korea or Tokyo. So what is real success? I can tell you it's not what the world is painted. It's not monetary gain that everybody's painting a picture of for us. Now, we can use those things, but we're not of those things. We're here to consciously experience the one that we are and have always been. We're here to manifest God that we are. We're here to be light. We're here to bring forth the Christ. That's why Jesus said, it's a wonder if these bodies bring forth the Spirit, but it is a wonder of wonders if it's a wonder if the Spirit brings forth the visibility. But man, it's a wonder of wonders if visibility actually brings forth the Spirit, the light. We illuminate as we already are. The only reason we see ourselves dimly is because we're still looking through a glass dimly. It's because our perception still has not been cleaned. We're still walking to and fro throughout our earth, double-minded, doubting the one that we are, listening to the thought that I'm not who I am. It has not been settled in me fully that I am the Christ. I am my source. I and Father are one. We are. There is no other. We are. I am the truth, the way, and the life. No man comes unto the Father except by me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No thought come into me except by me. Settled. Be still. And know, I am. Be still and know, I am. So everyone will be tested. And if you're not, you just simply have not become aware yet. And that's okay. That is okay. Everything is happening just at the right time. Not one is above another. And you will become aware and you will awaken. You will even awaken by the sound of my voice, because my voice carries the very frequency and vibration of God within me that I am. And don't hear me wrong. We are. We are. There is no I. There is no little I's anymore and big I's. There's only we and us. There is no God in me. There's only we and us. There's only one body, one spirit, one Father. Go read Ephesians. We cannot get around this. There is not another. Our Father does not want us to separate ourselves and say our Father and me. No, we. Jesus told us this, and you're Jesus. We've always been. Before Abraham, before a Brahmin, before a single individual soul, I am. Before Atman and Brahmin are one. The individual soul and the universal soul are one. The Hindus told us that. They're our brothers and sisters. There's so much truth in all of it. You got to have the eye. We got to have the eyes to see it. So if this world structure is an illusion, everything it's putting off is an illusion. It's not true reality. The mask, the COVID, the 5G crap, the media, all of it is an illusion. The medical system, the educational system, the governmental structure, it's all a misrepresentation of true reality. So guess what? You shall not believe any of it. Do not put your trust and faith in the external. Put your trust and faith in the internal, eternal. Go into your closet. Go into your secret place. Go into your heart. Shut out the noise. Every time it comes up, this is the discipline, guys. Every time it comes up, shut out the noise. We are all in a place where we must deal with these thoughts. Believe me, I've been dealing with them for weeks now. They became almost overwhelming. I got laid up on my couch, and I didn't like it. And I wanted somebody to blame. I wanted to blame God. I wanted to blame the devil. So dealing with all these things, this separation, this dualism, dealing with them. There's nobody to blame, and everything is just as it should be. I cannot blame myself. I can only love myself. And as I love myself, I've just loved everybody. As I've loved every thought that's come up. See, through meditation and breath work and these things that we've been talking about, you will become aware of the thought patterns that have been limiting us as a whole. This is not just about you, although it is, and you are all. So as we deal with these things, you say, okay, how do I deal with them? You don't leave the thought open. Reframe it every time. Well, that sounds like so much work. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So as you feel the emotion rise from the lower parts of your earth, remember in James, he talks about these two wisdoms, a heavenly and an earthly. One is heavenly, one is, he said, I think, demonic, and every evil thing dwells there. You are the earth and the heavens. And heaven meets earth in your heart, in your center. And none of it's bad now. But as you feel these emotions rise up and you want to react, as we feel anger rise up, as we feel because I've judged another. Now, the only reason this is rising up out of self-centered fear. And the only one that is self-centered and in fear is the illusion that I have thought myself to be. Different from God. Judging another, different from God. And all I've done is judged myself. Because I am all. We are one. We are one. Remove the log from your eye before you go and you try to pull the speck out of your brother's eye. Out of your own. See what I'm saying? It's this lens that needs to be cleansed. So in this place where we're dealing with these things, it's a place of silence. It said that we are in strong displeasure, awaiting for the full time needed to cross over into what? The Son of God came to shift us in our awareness from the left to the right into the glory, the Lord of glory, from the external into the internal. From the finite into the infinite. From mortality into immortality. From a mere mortal. From just a physical form that must die. Into the kingdom in eternal life. Abundance now. From the physical and natural. Into the light body that we are. Which is the physical and natural. Spirit, breath. That is all. The one. So as we're dealing with these thoughts, what do you do? What do you do when these things come up? What do you do? 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 And I'm going to give you a real simple tool. As this stuff comes up, you'll feel it. I know you feel it because I feel it. As this stuff comes up, the doubt comes. When you become aware of it, because you will, when it no longer has a grip on you, every time, now it's going to feel very mechanical at first. Every time you want to react, every time you feel it rise up from the lower parts of your earth, every time you feel less than. If you are the Son of God, well, why'd you just react that way? Oh, Alec, you could have done better right there. Every time you want to react, go and find a quiet place. No matter what you are doing, this is worth more than anything, guys. No matter what you are doing, it's going to feel very mechanical. You're going to have to discipline yourself. No matter what you are doing. Here's what used to happen to me. In AA, I had a mentor. And I had no idea how to do life, and I had no idea how to communicate. I had no idea. I wanted to control everything, and I did that. I did that through anger, through getting loud, trying to force people to do what I wanted to do. And I was a project manager. I owned my own company, so I was running my job sites. And so when guys didn't do what I wanted them to do, I would try to manipulate them. I would try to make them scared of me through fear and control them. But as I became aware of what was going on, and that wasn't a good way to communicate with people, and I was only doing that out of my own self-centered fear, the illusion of control. What I would do is I'd be like, man, I'd call this guy like, 10, 15 times a day probably. Every time something would come up, I had all these issues coming up. I didn't know how to deal with anything. And I'd call him. I said, man, I got this going on, this going on, this going on. And he'd stop me. Hang on, man. He said, did you pause? It's so simple, guys. Now, and I'm going to tell you how this works with us now. Did you pause? Did you pull over and get silent and pray and ask God? He'd say it every time. Did you go find you a quiet place and ask God? Did you do what you needed to do? And it felt so mechanical. And I'd say, damn, man, I forgot. He said, okay, I want you to pause. I want you to go find a quiet place, pull off the side of the road, go find you a porta-john, go get in the bathroom, whatever you got to do, go shut it all out. And you ask God to remove that fear from you. And he'd say, then if you need to call me, you call me. I never had to call him back. Now, what was I learning? I was learning to be still, how to pause, how to shut the illusions out, the shadows, the thought, how to capture the thought and bring it unto the obedience of Christ. And bring it, it's our oneness as Christ, it's our oneness, it's the idea, it's the true reality, our oneness as Christ that transmutes every thought that's been set up against the knowledge of God. And the knowledge of God is the knowledge of ourselves. It's our oneness as Christ that transmutes every adverse accusatory thought. And you say, how long will I have to do this? You'll do it till every time there's a thought. You'll do it until you learn not to allow those, not to entertain those thoughts any longer. So as I began to do this, I slowly started to not call as much. And I started, every time I would feel, I learned to recognize when certain things were challenging the truth of who I am. All of it was challenging the truth of who I am, so that I could overcome and strengthen this mind and this body, this technology that I am, in order to bring forth I am, the truth. So every time it felt so mechanical. Every single time for a while it felt so mechanical, I would stop. When I wanted to go off on somebody on my job site, I would stop. Sometimes I go off and then I'm like, oh man, I gotta go, and they'd see me disappear for a minute. I'd be riding down the road on the phone. I'd get off the phone and I would pull over and sit on the side of the road for a minute. And I would pray. Be still. And know that I'm God. And you say, how long do I be still? Let the peace of God rule your heart. Some people say it was released. It wasn't released. It didn't go anywhere. You cannot destroy nor create. You cannot create nor destroy energy. Thoughts, energy. Memories are energy. It transmuted into who you are. And who you are is love, peace, joy. So every time, stop what you're doing. It does not matter. You cannot go forward in that state of mind. Stop what you're doing. Go find a quiet place. Go into your secret place. Go into yourself. Go into your closet. And be rewarded openly. Seek first the kingdom of God. And all that other stuff's going to be taken care of. Go into your closet. And I'm going to show you real quick. As you practice this, it will become so much easier. And what happened with me, it became a working part of me. It was not mechanical anymore. I didn't have to go into the porta-john every time. It just became, I noticed it and transmuted it. Now I'm bringing this back to remembrance because it's a practice for us all to use. It will feel mechanical at first. It'll feel like a work at first. It is a discipline, yes. But nothing else matters. Go into your closet. Close out the external. If you have to physically go into a closet, physically go into a closet no matter where you are. Close out the noise. And what do I mean by that? Be still. See? Breathe in slowly. Turn your awareness to the breath of God that you are. Feel the presence. If you have to physically ask God, remove this fear from me. Ask. Until you learn how to transmute it. It will slowly and surely become a working part of you. Pull over on the side of the road. Don't go on any further. Don't continue in that mess. Do not. Right now, we are transmuting, transfiguring. The Christ goes down into the lowest parts of your earth and transmutes the tares, the broken thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the limiting thoughts, the memory of sin and death, and ascends again back out through the top of your head, manifesting. See, those who seek in secret, he rewards openly. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all this other stuff will be added unto you. Turn within, be still. Pull over on the side of the road, be still. Breathe in. Turn your attention and your focus towards him who is all-knowing and who loves you and even loves the illusion of you, who you've thought yourself to be. Turn within. And as you do this, those feelings, that disturbance you felt, that frustration, that irritation will be released. They're not just being released. The thought that produced the condition will transmute into the highest thought or idea, into the consciousness of all thought and idea, into love that you are. And you'll feel peace. And when you feel peace, go about your business. Go about your business. Now, this is something that must take place in all of us. This is a process. People don't like to hear that. Fine-tuning, synchronizing, aligning thought and idea with the one. And as we do these practices, as you learn to meditate short periods of time in the morning when it's quiet, in the evening when it's quiet, as you do breath work, dig into it. As you do these things, sit back, get comfortable in your chair, relax your forehead, relax your nose, relax your eye sockets in your eyes. Let your jaw drop down so your tongue's not as relaxed to it. You'll feel your tongue if it's tense, it'll cleave to the roof of your mouth. Drop your jaw. Your body will follow. Breathe slowly in through your nostrils. 8 seconds in, 10 seconds in. Hold it at the top. Breathe out slowly. Melt yourself into the chair you're sitting in. Freeze time now. Turn your focus towards your heart. Touch it. Drop down into the place you're touching right now. There's peace. Every time. I've got to run. Next time I want to move over into the next process or the next phase, whatever you want to call it, to this great awakening. But the last enemy to be dealt with is the memory of death. It's the fear of death. It's the thought of death. It's what we've been taught. We must die to get to heaven. We must die to leave this inferior place to get to a superior place. We're dealing with that. We are dealing with that, the fear of death. Why is everybody running around with masks on and all that? Fear of death, which we're dealing with, and which Jesus dealt with. And ultimately, which we will all deal with, the place of Golgotha, your skull, where the individual I, the only one that fears death, is the individual, the illusion that you have thought yourself to be. And that illusion will be crucified on top of Golgotha within your skull. And you will realize that there is no individual I. There is not. There is only one. It is no longer I, it is Christ. You may sweat bullets of blood dealing with this. It may feel strongly displeasurable dealing with this. But first we got to deal with the thoughts that are telling us we're not who we are, that are limiting us from stepping into the abundance, the blessings of our latter years, stepping into the fullness of who you are, into the ministry, into the destiny. And then what gets dealt with is the crucifixion death. The death to the ego. Peace. Love you all. Hope that helped. If you have any questions or anything like that, I hope that helped. That breath work, even that practice. Remember, nothing else matters, guys. Nothing else matters. If you need to call a friend, pick up the phone and call a friend. But that friend needs to point you to the truth. Point you to the one that you are. Give you the practice. Did you stop and pause? Did you slow down? Did you get silent? Did you be still and know that you are God? Did you ask God to remove that fear? Did you sit still until you felt the peace of God? No, I forgot to do that. Okay, call me back. Go do that. Call me back if you need to. And you will not have to call anyone back. Be still. Love you all. Peace.